Hi, hello everyone. My name is Sota Watanabe. I'm founder of Plasma Network and Shiden Network. So today we are going to talk about Shiden Network. And Martin is going to introduce how the Kusama Crowdloan works and how the Kusama Parachain Auction works. So regarding the Kusama Parachain lease offering, the PLO consists of Parachain Auction and Crowdloan. And the Crowdloan is much more important than the auction for us. So Martin is going to talk about Crowdloan and auction. So if you have any question, feel free to ask us on the Crowdcast, and we are going to answer all of them after the presentation. So this presentation is around 1 hour. So Martin, let's get started.
Okay, great. Hi everyone, my name is Martin. I'm infrastructure developer for Plasma Network, and I will do an introduction about the Kusama Crowdloan and auction and what differentiates each other from each other. And if you have any questions, feel free to click on the button below, ask a question, and then we can answer those at the end of this session. So let's get started. So this will be talked today. Those numbers will be explained later on this presentation. Just something you know, we will distribute 22% of our tokens during the first Kusama powered Parachain lease offering. We will have a locking period of 11 months, or we will go for a lease slot of 11 months. And then we have in those 11 months, 1 month of lock for the tokens and 10 months of vesting. I will explain you about the Parachain slots. So an estimation of about 100 Parachains will be connected to Kusama. And the type of Parachains aren't credited equally, meaning we have common goods Parachains and then we have the lease slots. The common good Parachains, there will be around 10 or 30, like they said during the Polkadot Decoded. And those common goods will be serving as a utility for the entire Polkadot ecosystem. For example, you see there bridges. This is for bridges between Polkadot and Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Polkadot, and so on. You also have utility common goods. Those are, for example, statement. Statement will be used as a multi-asset chain for the entire Polkadot ecosystem. And then you have also common goods for the system. Those are actually for chains that move some logic of the relay chain, but that's actually a completely different topic. We will talk about those lease slots. As you can see in my presentation, Shiden will be connected here as a lease slot, as a parachain. I also included a graphic here for the slots onboarding. Slowly, the network on Kusama will ramp up. So there will be added one at a time, back to back. As long as Kusama will keep running stable, Kusama will keep scaling up new slots. So for us, it's very important to be with one of the first. And we hope to be one of the first because it's very important for the rest of the auctions as well. What else in this graphic? You see what's the difference between a parachain and a parathread. A parachain is a blockchain connected to the Polkadot network, and it actually rents a dedicated slot to be able to interoperate with other chains. That's very important for us. You also have a parathread that is actually somewhere the same, but it will be used more as pay-as-you-go. So you will not rent the slot, but you will pay the blocks you are using on the relay chain. This is a graphic about the slot duration on Kusama. So for Kusama, the lease period is about 6 weeks. Compared to Polkadot, it's 3 months. So this is because Kusama is actually a canary network, and they want to see the state transitions of parachains happen more quickly. And we at Shiden Network will bid for the maximum and the longest period of 48 weeks. So here is a little graphic about where are we now. As you can see today, we are here at May 24th. as soon as it's announced by Parity and Web3 Foundation, we will start our crowd loan. During our crowd loan, the auction will start, and at one point we will become a parachain, and then the slot duration of 48 weeks begins. Now I will explain a little bit the difference about a crowd loan and an auction. And first I will be talking about a crowd loan. What is a crowd loan? Actually, it's very simple. We want to raise KSM for bidding in the Parachain auctions. That's actually the main goal. We want to raise as much as KSM as possible. Basically, you guys in our community and holders of KSMs will loan us your KSMs, and they will be locked up after winning a slot. Now, Shiden has an incentive program built for contributing to the crowd loan, and the bonus rate is the highest during this period. I will explain it with an example in the next slide. So all contributions will also be returned to the original owner at the end of the lease slot or the end of the crowd loan. That's also something different, the end of the crowd loan and the end of the lease slots, but this will also be covered in the next slides, because the crowd loan can cover multiple auctions. Now, what are actually the benefits of holding a crowd loan? Well, actually, we as a team, we need to prove ourselves that the community will invest in us. And I think that we at Plasm ecosystem are one of the most active in development in the Pocket ecosystem. So we have a proven record of things we achieved already. Also, a crowd loan is a double win for the users, because you will have the native token, Shiden token, as the end token. And we will also provide security for the KSMs you locked in, because those KSMs will be locked on the relay chain. They will never be owned or touched by us as a team. So it's actually maximum security for your KSM holder if you join our auctions during the Kusama Parachain lease offering. Now, what are auctions? Auctions is actually very simple. You need to have an auction to win and to become a parachain. And this will be used by a candle auction. And this will actually determine who will win the slot for a parachain. How is an auction different than a crowd loan? By contributing KSMs, those will be returned if the project doesn't win the auction. This will be explained in the next slide, but I explained an example of what can happen if we win the first or the second. And the auction bonus is much lower than joining during the crowd loan. Now, a candle auction on Kusama. What is a candle auction on Kusama? Is actually a variation of the English auction. English auction is actually an auction that we all know, where we have the highest bidder, and everyone is bidding at the same time, and the highest bidder at the end wins the auction. With a candle auction, the exact auction end time is unknown. So this will encourage healthy price discovery, because each bidder will bid as it was their last bid. As you can see on the slide, we can split the auction in two main parts. We have the start or the opening period, and then we have the second, the ending period. During the opening period, this is actually where we will insert the crowd loan in the auction. And this is also the period where we can see all the other competitors during the first auction. And the second part is the ending period, and it is the period where the auction can stop at any time and the winners are decided. Now, how will they pick the winners? First, they will go through the whole period first, so people can place their bids and so on and so on. Then we have the end period, and at that time there will be randomly choose a block number, and that block number will contain a snapshot. In that snapshot, there's always will be the list of the highest bidder, all the ranking of the bidders will be in each snapshot. So when they go to a snapshot, like say here, and the first winner is, let's say, Akala will win. And we go to the second here, and we are the first, we will win. So actually, we don't know where we will be in what position, but we will hopefully be in the top of all those blocks. That is what we are hoping. So we will do our best to raise as much as funds as possible here. So we are secured of our place because we don't know when the auction here will stop, because at any time it will stop and then we don't know who will win. So we have to make sure we will have the most funds in place during this period. Now, this is an example of what it could look like. Let's say we will not win the first auction, but we will win the second one. So first we have our crowd loan. So this will start at a particular date. So this will always be also be the date that people can unbound their KSM tokens, and you can start putting in your KSM during the crowd loan. Our crowd loan will cover over 6 weeks, as you can see here. It will be 6 weeks, so we can cover multiple auctions. So if you place your KSMs in the crowd loan here, you cannot get them. They will be held in the during the crowd loan for 6 weeks. They will be locked in the crowd loan for 6 weeks. So we can use them for multiple auctions. So if we not win the first, the amount of KSMs during this will also be used for the second auction. That is something different than winning during an auction. If you put your KSMs in here during the auction and we not win the auction, you will get your KSMs back. This is not the case if you join the crowd loan. If you join the crowd loan, you will lock your KSMs during 6 weeks during the crowd loan. So let's say you lock them in, KSMs will be locked for the entire crowd loan period of 6 weeks. We start the first auction. We will insert the crowd loan here in the starting period. And then the auction will go. Then the ending period, a block number will be picked. And we are not the winners. Okay, the crowd loan will be used in the second auction. Okay, we go into the second auction. You can still place more KSM tokens during this auction period. Then if we win, Shiden will win and become a parachain. The KSM from the second auction and the KSM from the crowd loan will be locked in the relay chain and will be locked for the entire lease period of 11 months. So for 48 weeks, your KSM tokens will be locked. And the team will never have control over your KSM tokens. So crowd loan and auction are two different things. So please make sure to join a crowd loan because this will give you the highest bonus. And everyone can join the crowd loan and or auction because there were a lot of questions about people who are not on the wait list that we launched. But that's no problem because everyone can join. That wait list was more for us to gather data to make our strategy. This will be the bonus, and this will be Sota. You can say more about this graphic. Yes.
Yep, I just unmuted myself. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, so the most important things is the earlier you join the Crowdloan, the more Shiden token you can get. The reason why we made this incentive scheme is that so we would like to focus on Crowdloan so that we can use Crowdloan KSM for the first auction and second auction. And if you join the Crowdloan before the auction day 2, your bonus rate is the highest. And if you join our Crowdloan from auction day 3 to the end of the second Crowdloan, your bonus rate is the second highest. And if you join our Crowdloan after the second after the beginning of the second auction, your bonus rate is the third highest. So basically, we incentivize people to join our Crowdloan as soon as possible.
Yes.
Yeah. That is our
Yes,
intention.
correct. And that's why we also use a staircase like this, because it's not slowly, it's just like you join the crowd loan, the highest, and then we just divide the bonus rate to go to the second highest bonus rate. Now, what about my SDN tokens? This I made an SDN timeline for everyone to understand what will happen with your tokens, with your native tokens. So we have the crowd loan. During a crowd loan, we start the auction. Okay, Shiden will become a parachain. Then the slot duration will be 48 weeks. What we will have, 30% of the total supply will come in circulation. At that point, when we become a parachain, this will be a little bit after we become a parachain, because we will first start as a shell, but I will explain that later. 30% of the total supply will come in circulation. And those are the lock drop 1 and the lock drop 2 participants. Like we mentioned before, everyone who's holding the PLM tokens will get the same amount of SDN tokens. Then we will distribute 22% of the total supply will be distributed for the lock drop 3 participants. Those are the participants who joined the Kusama Parachain lease offering. That will consist out of 1 month of lock. Why is this? This is actually to distribute all the bonuses, all the extras. It's very important for us to calculate everything according what we promised. So this will be happening during this first month lock, and then there will be 10 months of vesting. There will be staking available, so you can use your SDN tokens for dApp staking. You can use your tokens for nominating validators and so on. And as you can see, at the end of our first Parachain lease period, 52% of our total supply will be in circulation and owned by the community. Also very important, at the end of the lease period, your KSMs will be returned to the original owner. What is the Kusama schedule at the moment? Kusama already had the shell on West End. That was Thursday, May 13th. Then they upgraded Kusama. Then the shell was on Kusama. Actually, the shell is actually the first parachain. And this is something, actually a little piece of code. It doesn't do anything. It only listens to the console to get an upgrade. That's it. Actually, it has nothing at the moment. This will get an upgrade and the shell will become a statement. Then after this will run stable on Kusama. They will announce the auction schedule. That's the period where people can unbound their KSM tokens and the crowd loans can start. And then the first auction will begin. Kusama announced that they will start with 5 auctions, and each auction will be 1 week apart and back to back. So meaning, there will be 1 week a winner and then another winner for the next 5 auctions. And each auction will target the current lease period and will onboard immediately. So at the moment, Shiden will win the Parachain slot. It will immediately be launched as a Parachain on Kusama. This is our Shaitan schedule. So Stota, can you do a little bit about the project milestones, what we are going to do to launch Shaitan, first phase and upcoming phases?
Yeah, yeah. So the most important things for us is to win the auction. So we are going to focus on Crowdloan, and once the auction is started, we are going to join the first auction. And if we win, we're gonna launch the Shiden. And if we lose, we're gonna join the second auction and win. And then we are going to launch Shiden Network. And today I'm really happy to say the Genesis file is ready, and the Shiden Network shell chain is deployed locally and running successfully. So this means we are ready to launch on Kusama. So all we have to do it right now is to win the auction. So yeah, this is basically the phase 1. And regarding the phase 2, we are after becoming a Kusama Parachain, we are going to make our network decentralized and decentralized step by step. So at the first point, collator has to be centralized because of some known issue. So so the collator is going to be a proof of authority. So some of the first ambassador and the team can run the collator. But we would like to make it decentralized and decentralized. Yeah, that's why we have a partnership with Microsoft. And under the partnership of the Microsoft, community member can run the collator node for free for selected period, let's say 1 month or 2 months. Then they can run their own nodes as a collator. And after that, we are going to launch the Plasma Network portal, Shiden Network portal. So anyone can deploy WebAssembly contract as well as Ethereum virtual machine contract on Shiden through portal. And the staking will be enabled. Yeah, this is the phase 2, and phase 3 is going to be the XCMP integration. So since we are going to become a parachain, we can import and export our token and the other parachains token. So this is the phase 3. So once phase 3 is done, so we can say the Shiden is fully launched. So yeah, auction is just day 1 for us. So we're gonna do our best to become one of the first parachain. Yeah, thanks, Martin.
Okay, and then we have the Shiden Tokenomics. I will just explain a little bit about our token. It's just Shiden Network, token symbol SDN. Token decimals will be 18. It's now 15, but like we mentioned before, a couple of months back, we will do a redenomination. We will go from 15 decimals to 18 decimals. This has already happened on Shiden Genesis. So we already divided by 1,000. So we go from 15 to 18 decimals. So the total token supply will be around 70 million, and with the token inflation of 10% a year. This is average, so it's a little bit less or a little bit more. That's not something we don't know at the moment. On the right, you see the diagram that will be owned by the community. That's over 65%. 30% will be from Shiden Genesis. Those are from Lockdrop 1 and Lockdrop 2 participants. Then there will be 20% for the first Parachain lease offering and 2% as bonus. So a total of 22% will be distributed during the first Parachain lease offering. In total brings it to 52 after the first lease period. Then for the second Parachain lease offering, we will have 5% of our tokens in reserve now, and also a reserve of 5%. Those 8% can be more through our treasury for the upcoming Parachain lease offerings, but that will be explained in a later phase when we are going for that period. And then we have the 35% here. 10% is for the institutional investors, like we have with Binance and other partners. Then there will be 10% protocol development, marketing, team, and 5% for the on-chain DOA.
Yeah, I would like to say we are going to make really community-driven project, the smart contract hub on Polkadot. So a lot of projects are claiming community-driven, but actually sometimes not. So we are making the community-driven smart contract hub, and we're gonna show with our behavior rather than the words. So yeah. So again, the most important thing is to become one of the first parachain, and then we're gonna become the smart contract hub on Polkadot and Kusama. And finally, we are going to make the on-chain governance and make a DAO, decentralized autonomous organization, in coming 2 years.
Yes, and like Sota was saying, we really want to be community driven, and that's why we chose to have our total token circulation over 50% after the first lease slot. So actually, more than half of our supply will be in the hands of the community, and that was something really important for us to have. Now, how to join the crowd loan? This is still in an early stage for us because it's not launched yet. So I will just share you a screenshot that was presented during Polkadot Decoded. So it will actually look like this. So if you will go to the polkadotgs.org website, you can join with your Polkadot extension. You can go to Network Crowdloan, and there you will see all the listing projects. You will see all the crowd loans, and when it will end, the crowd loans will be here. The lease slots they will be going for. You will also see an amount. This will be very high because we don't know for the first auction like how much is needed to win the auction. So this will be probably be set up really high, but this doesn't mean we have to complete it. We can also have it like 60% filled, but we can still win. This is just to get as much as KSM as possible. And how can you join? Very simple. You just click here on contribute. Your Polkadot GS extension will pop up. You can sign the transaction and your KSM is locked. What is good to know, your KSMs will not leave your UI. You can still see your KSMs locked in the relay chain. You cannot move them around, but they are locked, but you can still see them. So it's nice to see that those KSMs tokens are still visible for you. I found it very useful to have that. Gives you a peace of mind in bad bear market days, let me say. Then you can also join a crowd loan on centralized exchanges. We will certainly be on Huobi, on Kraken, and on OKX. Those will be joining the Kusama Parachain lease offering, and then we also have others like Polka Wallet, Zenlink, and A Token. A Token is also a wallet. It's very known in China and Japan, I think. Yeah, those are the main exchanges, and then we'll have our Polkadot GS possibility to join with your Polkadot GS extension. I used an image from Kraken. This was actually made for another project, but I changed it now for Shiden to make it very clear for you guys. So how can you join Kraken? Just deposit your KSMs, deposit in your Kraken account, contribute for the Parachain Auction. You will see the end days and hours remaining. If it's successful, your token will be bound and will be locked in the contract, and you will get Shiden rewards in return. Is it unsuccessfully, you will just get them back. This is for Kraken. We don't know how it will look like for Huobi or OKX. This will be given to us closer to the crowd loan, and then we will share the tutorials for you, and they will make the tutorials and we will share it in our community. For the tutorial for using Polkadot GS extension, this will be made at the moment we know the crowd loans will start, and that will be available for you guys. Then we have the question and answer section now. But first, I would like to tell you something about we have a partnership with several NFT companies, and we decided to give away an NFT for those who will participate during the crowd loan. That NFT will have benefits over multiple Parachain lease offerings. It will gain more power as an NFT because it will show you as a real supporter for the project. We are working with our partners to create one where you can mint your NFT as a participant during our crowd loan. More information will be shared with a demo as soon as it's ready, but there's still some unknown factors now, unknown parameters now. but that will be something we will give you guys to say thank you for joining the Crowdloan. And we really want to encourage you guys to join the Crowdloan for Shiden, because that will give you the highest bonus rate possible. And just keep in mind that we are the only project that at the end of the first lease period will have more than half of the tokens in circulation. And we will prove ourselves as a completely community-driven project. And we are very transparent and open to everyone, as you can see on our forum and on our social media and other social channels. And we really want to, don't want to hold anything back from you guys. So now we will start our question and answer session that will last for around 20 minutes, 25, and then we will wrap things up. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, so let's start a QA. So the first question is, what makes Shiden the most valuable choice between other parachain the auctions? So I think the what is the difference between the Shiden and the other parachains on Kusama? So I can start. So basically, Shiden network is a multi-chain and multi-virtual machine smart contract hub on Polkadot. So the difference between Shiden and other parachain is we are the only parachain which support the multiple virtual machine and multiple layer one blockchains. So we are supporting Ethereum virtual machine as well as WebAssembly from day one. So Ethereum virtual machine is Frontier. Frontier is the name of the palette on substrate. So Ethereum compatibility is developed by Parity Technologies. So any parachain can import Ethereum compatibility to parachain. So this is not a differentiator anymore. So we have a Ethereum virtual machine environment. So we are going to have WebAssembly environment, and we are making it interactive. So WebAssembly contract can interact with Solidity contract on our EVM and vice versa. So this is going to be a huge differentiator. And another thing is double staking. So by making smart contract on the top of Shiden, you can get SDN token, Shiden network token, as a basic income. But on the other hand, if you are developing something on the top of other blockchain, you have to pay, network fee, gas fee with native token. So you're going to lose money in the very short run. But in case of Shiden, you can SDN token. You have to pay the gas fee, but the reward should be much higher. So yeah, and I can answer the second one. So Microsoft announced earlier that they will close the Azure blockchain service. So we are not using Microsoft Azure blockchain, and it is not closed. They are going to launch again. So basically, the Microsoft gave the permission to Consensus. So Consensus is going to launch it again. So Microsoft did not stop blockchain development. And the second thing is we are not using Azure blockchain service. So we are using Azure virtual machine, and Azure virtual machine is not closed. So this is not a problem at all. So another one is, if distribution is 30% for the auction, what percentage? Oh, it's closed. It's still here. So yeah, the third one is, if distribution is 30% for the auction, what percentage of that is to now locked during the auction, and what percentage to previous PLM token holders? Yeah, Martin, could you introduce the token economics of Shiden network?
Yes, it's the 30% here is a Shiden Genesis. That's the previous participants during our the first and the second lock drop. That actually we forked Shiden from Plasm. So we forked it at block number 3 million, I believe. And that became our Genesis file. So all addresses will get the SDN tokens, the same amount as the PLM tokens. and that will cover the 30% here displayed in the Shiden tokenomics. And the 22 is for the upcoming Parachain lease offering. I think that will answer the question.
Cool. So yeah, we have many questions. So next question is Crowdloan and auction bonus. Will you provide a similar calculator to what was provided in a previous rock drop? So basically, he is asking the bonus rate of Crowdloan and auction.
Yes, we will provide a calculator. It's worked on by the guy who made the formula because it's very difficult even for me to understand how it works. But there will be a calculator. I think it's already provided, but it's not yet in a UI at the moment. But there will be a calculator available during the Crowdloan. Yes. We can't say how much it will be now, the KSM and the SDN ratio, because if we during our Crowdloan and during the auction, we will set the maximum amount of KSM very high. It doesn't mean we will make it, and if we calculate it, then it will be around I believe 10 or 15 SDN for each KSM, but that's if we go to the max, and the max I believe we had in mind was around 900,000 KSM tokens, and that's really a lot. So if we win it with a smaller amount, the SDN ratio will be higher, but we will have a calculator for that in place because the formula is not so easy to understand.
Yep. So can you use the same Kusama wallet address for the multiple Parachain auctions? Yes. So next question is how can I join the Shiden collectors list?
Yes, like Sota mentioned before, we will first start centralized, meaning first will the team be joined as a collator together with some ambassadors who already deployed their nodes on Dusty. Afterwards, we will go and see who's already connected to Dusty, and we will add those who are very active as collator on Dusty, and who's already very high on our list because they were early participants in the validated spots on Dusty. Afterwards, it will become more and more decentralized by switching to nominated proof of stake, where actually the community will decide which collator will be added to the network. So more and more it will be decentralized, and more it will be in the hands of the community to decide who will become a collator on Shiden or Blossom Network. Thank you.
Yep. Can you explain the difference from Moonbeam? You are in competition, correct? Actually, the ecosystem is still too small to compete. The Polkadot is fully not launched, right? Let's see the Ethereum space. There are a lot of competitors. There are a lot of DEX. There are a lot of synthetic assets. There are a lot of Oracle. But they are, making the ecosystem bigger together. So we can do the same things in a Polkadot ecosystem, but we can say the difference between Moonbeam and Shiden, Moonbeam and Plasm. So basically, we are making a multi-virtual machine smart contract hub, and Moonbeam is making Ethereum virtual machine smart contract hub. So we are supporting Ethereum smart contract as well as WebAssembly Polkadot native smart contracts. And another big difference is dApps staking. So we have a basic income for developer. By making dApps on the top of Shiden, you can get SDN token as a basic income. I think if you are building on Moonbeam, you have to pay gas fee. It's like Ethereum. And I think they are the two biggest differentiator.
And the layer 2 solutions that we will provide.
Yep. So approximately how many Shiden token will I get if I join Crowdloan from the start? So I can say 1K SM is going to be 10 Shiden up to 50 Shiden, or maybe more than 50 Shiden SDN token.
Yes.
The number will be decided by the how many participants and the when can we win the auction. So basically, the number of token will be decided after the auction. But I'm sure that the people can get more than 10 to 50, even more than 50 Shiden token. But it depends on the auction. Hi guys, great to have you. If Shiden win the first, oh, it's closed. Sorry. So if Shiden win the first auction, then that would mean there won't be bonus for the bridge for Kusama Auctions. Yes, if we win the Shiden, if Shiden win the first auction, there is no second crowd loan, and we are not joining the second auction. So if you think Shiden is going to win first one or second one, so you have to join our crowd loan, the first crowd loan or second crowd loan. Yeah, that's why we recommend joining as soon as possible. So, what do you think that number one competitor for Plasma and Shine Network? I think Akara. Yeah. What is the token economics of Shiden? I think Martin has already explained the token economics on this page, and this movie will be uploaded on our YouTube and also Crowdcast, so you can check it again.
Yes. Also, check out documentation for the utilities for the Shiden token. You can find everything on our documentation.
Mhm. So the next question is, what exchange will support Shiden Network, Crowdloan, and auction? So we can say OKEX and Kraken and the Hobby. Binance did not announce the any updates regarding the Kusama Parachain auction, but I'm sure that Binance is going to support the Polkadot. So am I able to stake Shiden token during the vesting period? Yes.
Yeah.
So SDN token will be distributed at once, and you can use SDN token for the staking once you get Shiden token, but you cannot transfer token itself. With the Crowdloan token will be used by KSM token. Yes. So in the trial, yeah.
Auction. No, Lockdrop 1 and Lockdrop 2 was with Ethereum. It was a half year ago. This has nothing to do with the auctions.
Yeah. Yep. So basically, if you join from Kraken, the Kraken is going to join our Crowdloan. And once Kraken join our Crowdloan, you can get the Crowdloan bonus rate. So if Kraken join at the very early stage of our Crowdloan, you can get the highest bonus. But if Kraken join very late, at the end of the auction, your bonus is going to be small. It depends on Kraken.
They promised to go for the Crowdloan, so I think they will. Yeah, they will be smart enough.
To join our Crowdloan as soon as possible. Yeah, we are actively talking with these exchanges. Yeah, there are a lot of options like Hobby, Kraken, OKX, and you can join from Zenlink, Polka Wallet, and you can join by Polka.js. And we are going to make the tutorial to explain how to join our Crowdloan and how to join our auction. Hmm. This looks long.
Let's see. When will Polkadot Parachain start? Any predicted time? Polkadot will start after Kusama, and when Kusama proven itself that it's stable to run the Parachains, then they will think about launching the auction on Polkadot. So that's still, yeah, we still have to wait for that. We don't know. Nobody knows at this point. Then second question, still confused about when will the first Kusama auction end? 48 later. The ending of the Kusama auction is actually the duration of one auction is 7 days, and if we win, the lease slot will be 48 weeks. The auction itself will be just 1 week, and if we win, your KSM tokens will be locked for 48 weeks. Then SDN will not be distributed until we win auction, correct? We will not send out SDN tokens if we don't win, it's only if we win. When will the SDN be distributed to those lock drop 1 and 2 participants? That's already happened because it's in the Genesis file, and the Genesis file is already now on a local network. So all addresses that are holding PLM tokens at the moment they load their wallet when Shiden is a parachain, they will see their SDN tokens. So nothing to do for the lock drop 1 and 2 participants. Everything is already in place in the Genesis now of Shiden. Since Shiden network has already been deployed, then should be distributed by now. No, like I said, it's already in the Genesis, it's already distributed, but you can't see it because Shiden is not launched yet. But all the tokens are in the Genesis file, so no need to worry. As soon as Shiden is launched, you will have your tokens. To clarify, our KSMs will be locked for 336 days if we participate from the first day of the Crowdloan, right? That is something we don't know. It depends on how long do we have to wait until we win the auction. So we have the Crowdloan, let's say that's 7 days. We will not win the first auction, that's another 7 days, so we have 14 days. Another auction is 21 days. And if we then win, it's 48 weeks plus those 21 days. So yeah, I'm not so fast in calculating in days for the 48 weeks, but it could be something in that number, yes. Thanks. Thanks, Rui.
Thanks, Lee. The next question is where does this inflation come from? The inflation comes from block production, and inflation is necessary because we have a dApps staking. So your basic income comes from block rewards. So we need block rewards. Yep. Yeah, and you can stake Shiden token, even though it's under the vesting.
Let me see another question. Do you anticipate the treasury of Shade Plasm to be sufficient to be able to commit to not having to do any token sales after the crowd loan? Yes. So we have some 5% reserved, and then we have another 8% of our tokens, and also our treasury will be filled with the transaction fees and so on. So we think we will have enough. And we also think after some time, the price for one parachain won't be the same as like for the first 10 or 15 or 20. So the price will, I think, decline after during the second Parachain lease offering.
Yep.
When do you expect for the crowd loan to start? The moment the parity announces, we will start together with all our partners. So we actually at the moment are ready. So if they announce it in an hour, we can say we can start in an hour. So it all depends on parity, and let's hope that the statement will be soon launched and it will run stable, and then we can think. But you can say if statement is launched and they announce that statement is launched and 24 hours later it's very stable and there's no bugs and anything, then you can expect an announcement very soon after that.
Yeah, we have a confidence to start Shiden network right now, even right
Yeah.
now.
Have a Genesis pool plan. Don't know what you mean with this question.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Genesis Pool.
The Genesis is created, so there's no plan or pool, only code. How many tokens will be released on the exchange after Parachain Auction? Do we have a timeline for listing? So the moment after the first auction and we become a Parachain, the circulation supply for locked drop 1 participants will be around 30%, like it's in this graphic here. So this will be available for the exchanges, and actually the moment we become a parachain, the exchanges that helped us during the auction will also list our tokens. We are not sure if it will be immediately or some weeks after. This is still in talks with the exchanges, but we will make sure you will get more information if we have more information. And then I ran a note on Dusty months ago, and Martin granted me on Discord that I was on the validated list. I saw a few years ago if I was a node validated. I'm not there. What should I do? I saw a few years ago. I mean, not so. If you are on the list, on the validated list, I must say you don't need to focus that much on that list because it's outdated. First reason was because we had to upgrade our Dusty network to 1.9. At that moment, we had to relaunch our chain, so we couldn't add validators that were running a previous version of the node. So we have to delete all those early validators, and we only accepted the first 20 that were upgraded to 1.9, and afterwards the Dusty was very stable, and we left it like this for until now, and we are still waiting and testing on proof of stake. That will happen first on Dusty before it will go to Shiden and Plasma network. So mainly we are now focusing on transforming to proof of stake instead of adding more validators that are on the list. I would say do not focus too much on that list. Keep your validated node running, because this will help you get a higher ranking in the list to nominate your node as validator, and you will have more chance in becoming a mainnet collator, which will give you real rewards instead of testnet tokens. So keep running your nodes and keep supporting and securing our network and keeping it more decentralized. So thank you for all those collators running now.
Cool.
I missed the live. Do you share the recording?
Yes.
Yes, after we stop this crowdcast, after 10 minutes it's possible to see the whole crowdcast again.
And the 5 auction is planned to have 5 weeks. So it's not the first week, 1 week.
No, it's like I was told here during the slot onboarding. First, you have the first auction. One chain will immediately be a parachain, in the second auction, you will have the first who wins the first one, and another one will be added. 1 week later, a third one. 1 week later, a fourth one, and this will slightly increase until 5, and then they will wait until it is very stable. And if it's stable, they will add more, and they will get prepared for the Polkadot Parachain lease offering.
Yeah, and regarding the Fairest wallet, we would like to integrate Shiden to Fairest so that we can have a Crowdloan with Fairest wallet and Tokenomics team. Yeah.
Oh.
So let's talk on Telegram. So we made a group.
Okay, cool. Yeah, sorry, Fairless Wallet, if I forgot to add you on the list. But for now, we can say you are also supporting our Crowdloan and Parachain lease offering. Thank you.
After becoming a Parachain, we're gonna focus on the NFT stuff. Since we have a lot of NFT, supporters, and also we have a lot of NFT partners. And I think before the auction or after announcing the auction, we are going to have a huge announcements.
Yes, correct. We actually thought Parity would announce today the auction, so we had a lot of exciting things ready for you guys, but now it's delayed. We want to get the most out of the hype towards the Crowdloan, so we are waiting on those announcements until Parity will announce the start of the auction. So, but
Yeah,
it's really exciting news we have to share.
yeah, yeah. You guys must like it. So when do you plan to release tutorial? I think after reviewing the after the announcing the auction, we are going to release the tutorial because we have to understand how the Kraken supports Crowdloan and how OKX supports Crowdloan, etc. to make tutorial. So last question is, who are the core investor in Shiden? So basically, the Plasma Network investor has the same amount of Shiden token. So this means the Binance, maybe. Yep. All right. That's it. Thank you so much for supporting our Shiden network and joining our Crowdloan. So yeah, could you give me a last word, Martin?
Yes, I see we just rounded almost 1 hour like we promised. So thanks everyone for joining this crowdcast. We hope you understand more about how everything will go during the crowdloan and the auction that are coming. And we hope everything will run smooth. But like Kusama is saying, expect chaos, and we will expect chaos. In the auction in the Crowdloan, so it will be a battle for the first to win, and we will do our best to be one of the first. So we really want to thank our community, and we hope we can count on you during these important weeks that are coming. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Martin, for explaining the Crowdloan. Bye bye.
You're welcome. Bye bye, everyone. Bye.